Professor Thom Haye.
Welcome to a very new episode of The Highway. But today it's going to be a very special one. We got the boss in our podcast, Erick Thohir, the chairman of
the boss.
No.
the chairman of the Indonesian Football Association, PSSI. It's an honor to have you on the podcast.
No, it's an honor for me too to be here.
Sometimes we ask our listeners or viewers in Indonesia, we ask, who do you want to have on the podcast? And they say, hey, next year, ask the president next year. And now, episode 13, we have you. You're one of the most 13. Influential.
It's a lucky number, I guess.
Is it?
No.
Now it is. You're one of the most influential figures in Indonesian football. Entrepreneur, former owner of Inter Milan. And of course, we have to introduce in Indonesia also Gijs de Jong. We all know him in Holland, but you're the Secretary General of the KNVB. And you play a really big role in connecting the Netherlands with the international football world. Welcome to the both of you.
Yep.
Erick, to start with you. Always when we have a guest on our show who's not a professional football player, we try to guess what kind of football player you were in the past. So Gijs, what do you think? If you look at Erick, what kind of player was he?
Not as a...
goalkeeper to short. Goalkeeper to short.
Based on the discussions, I would say midfielder because he's strong on tactics, on strategy and vision. So I think he should definitely be
defense
a playmaker.
Attacking?
Attacking, I think.
I
can't say he was defense. No.
I would say the same because leadership, innovation. But maybe you were right back.
Well, Snyder.
Were you the Snyder?
From Inter Milan too.
What kind of player were you? When you played?
No. I don't play football.
No, but in the past, when you were playing?
No, I play football when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But not good enough. I
No?
guess. No, not good enough.
Same for me, Erick.
No.
You're in good company.
Yeah.
So the people in Indonesia know a lot about Mr. Thohir, but Gijs.
Yes.
Do a little bit an introduction about yourself. Who are you? How did you end up here at the KNVB?
Well, maybe first welcome you on our beautiful campus because you don't see this in the studio. But
It's a new studio, eh?
It's a brand new studio and we're at the KNVB campus, the beating heart of football in the Netherlands. And we're really happy to have Erick and his whole delegation here. So, and myself, not very important, but I'm a 52-year-old father of 3 boys, enjoying football, enjoying life. I believe in the strength of football, in the power of football, in the future of football. So we work hard every day to bring football a little bit further.
Yeah, and you're also you have an important role here in the Netherlands, but also in the world. You're always trying to look at opportunities, how to connect the KNVB with other associations.
Well, most people say in our office would say, "Look, he's never there," and it can be true because they say, "Well, he's sort of a minister of foreign affairs, minister of football affairs, outside of the Netherlands." And what we look for is to look for the interests of Dutch football, which is often in a country, but also outside of a country, working with FIFA, with UEFA, a lot of the European associations, but also with some really promising, ambitious other associations. So there's always opportunities, and we try to grab those opportunities.
Yeah. You were just joking, Erick, when we entered the studio. You brought the sun with you.
Hey.
We're so happy. It's winters in Holland. They are very tough.
The last 3 days, eh?
Yeah, so... but what's the real reason, despite the weather, taking the weather with you, what's the real reason you're here now?
No, basically, I'm meeting with Gijs, with KNVB. Very important because we have a deep discussion when the first time we met in Bangkok during FIFA meetings, right? FIFA Congress. So I said to Gijs, I think it's important to bridge the relations, especially the 2 countries have big potentials, not only footballs, but also people-to-people relations that has been built for 100 years. Even actually maybe B2B, G2G relations for the 2 countries.
Yeah.
Because we have that relations, but we need to start building. But of course, in my terms at this moment, football. So we are discussing how we can improve the relations, but at the same time, we want to learn from KNVB, because a lot of changing going on the last 2 years in Indonesians. I mean, not only the management of the federations, the league, the referee, and of course the opportunities to play in World Cup.
I'm always saying when I'm always sitting here with Thom in the podcast, I don't want to jinx it.
No.
But sometimes
an opportunity.
Sometimes I just think, hey, in June, it could be
No. Yes.
and not only a dream.
Yeah. And then for me, I'm ambitious in result.
Yeah.
I'm not the person who ambitious in the positions, because the governments, even FIFA, asked me actually be active in football since 2015.
Yeah.
But of course, I keep denial
Hard to
because
get.
no, because I was that time I'm still busy with my own business, right?
Yeah.
Inter Milan, DC United, and so on. So I see, well, the momentum is right now.
That's good.
So this is why, despite we have a golden generations with our players,
Yeah.
the Indonesians,
Yeah.
we almost qualified in Olympics.
One game.
One game, and we have 3 of good friends from Netherlands that times, Nathan, and then Justin, Ivar, and Ravel of 4, right? And now I think with the senior, I think you never know, huh?
You never know.
If we can play well for the next 4 games, not easy, will be tough games, but you have to giving the best that we can.
Yeah. We'll dig into
The momentum. The momentum. is there.
Talking
I
about
mean,
the momentum. The momentum is hot at the moment because you appointed a new head coach, Patrick Kluivert, who has.
I'm seeing him soon.
You're seeing him soon?
Today.
Oh, today.
I'm seeing Patrick, Alex. I'm seeing also Danny and
Gerald?
also Gerald.
This is the new appointment. We're talking about.
He give me advice too.
Yeah.
Some of the names. So I look.
No, we're talking about Patrick Kluivert, the new head coach.
Yeah.
How did you come up with him?
Well, I know Patrick for many years. I mean, nothing to do with, we just professionals.
Yeah.
I met him during Inter Milan games against PSG, I think.
And he was technical director.
Yeah, in
Paris.
Seattle that times we play. So from that we know each other's. But of course, what we've been discussing internally, nothing to do with Patrick's. I discussed with you actually in Bangkok, right?
Yep.
I say maybe if we can bring technical directors or somebody from Netherlands
in
can
Paris,
build.
and when we visit you in Jakarta, in
And also
September,
we have some players also with mixed blood from Indonesia. That's maybe one day we find, but then we feel there is, an opportunity to bring up the quality of the teams. So we just do it,
What do you think he's the right man for Timnas?
It's a teamwork. I think the most important, the belief, the teamwork. Not only Patrick, myself, Alex, Gerald. We want to build not only the current team but also future teams. Gerald will taking care and supervisions some of the U17, U20s, and also but focusing on U23. Right. This is something that I believe you have to have a good and strong programs, but also a good coach and also a quality players.
Yeah.
These 3-in-1 have to be there. Cannot be just a good programs. You don't have a good leadership and you don't have players. Forget it, Yeah. But the right moment at this time, we have everything.
Yeah,
so this is something we want to try our best.
Yeah, so you have Patrick Kluivert, the head coach. You have 2 assistants. Danny Landsaat.
3 actually.
Alex Pastoor.
And Gerald.
And Gerald Vandenberg. Is that also how you have to look at this combination of coaches? That together, they're the
that's what
perfect
I
fit?
believe. That's what I always believe is teamwork.
Yeah.
I mean, why I'm successful here? Not because of myself, because of my team. Because of the trust from the public, from the government, from FIFA, from you. If only me doing everything, I don't think I can deliver. It's about teamwork. I really believe in teamwork.
Yeah. You believe in teamwork, but are you also a person who when he's lying in his bed at night, do you dream?
No.
Do you dream?
Yes.
And what do you...
A lot.
but if you
Don't share everything.
Good dreams, yeah?
Yeah, good dreams. But if you dream about Timnas, what's the dream?
World Cup.
Yeah, you see it?
Yes, World Cup.
And what do you see in that dream?
Even Olympics, I was like, too bad, only one game left. But,
Very close.
But we're going to do it again because Olympic will be 2028.
Yeah,
this
LA.
is why we want to build the team since now with our U17. This is the first time in Indonesian history that our U17, our U20, U23, and senior teams qualified for Asia Cup, which is all of them can be qualified for World Cup and Olympics.
Yeah.
So I mean, Indonesia is a sleeping giant. I keep saying this. It's true. 280 million.
Yeah.
Right. Football is a passion there. Number one sport.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The
Right.
passion of the people.
Our
in the stadium.
our economy grow like this, right? So I think.
But this is why you can't name it sleeping anymore. No, but
they're awake.
It's true. They're awake.
awake.
They're awake.
Yeah,
way awake.
well, thank you.
And improving. So that's
That's why we want to learn from him a lot, from KNVB, but especially the grassroots. The grassroots very
we
important.
discussed this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you became president of the PSSE. And when did you come up with the idea about adding players or to naturalize players with a Dutch background?
We have a long history with naturalizations, actually. Even 3-4 presidents before me. So it's nothing new.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to fix about the naturalizations is the quality of the players that we naturalize and also nationalism.
Yeah. They really feel it, right?
Yes. We don't just bring anybody. I really believe the heart, the mind, have to be present together.
I never forget, I think maybe it was his first game for Team NAS from Thom Haye. And after the game, you remember that?
Yes.
He met his father in the stands and they both started crying.
Yeah.
Hey, that was, when I saw that video, I think that describes what you're trying to say is it really feels something in the heart for players.
I want to bring everybody when come to the games, not only the players, the coach, the supporter has been supporting a lot. They bring their heart to the stadiums. This is the different values that we try to build.
Yeah,
the nationalism be part of the entertainments and the games at the same times.
I want to dig in a little bit into your relationship because I think I spoke to you and you said the first time I met Erick, there was directly chemistry. I think it was in Bangkok you met for the first time.
Bangkok, definitely. And I think we met for, I think it was planned for 50 minutes or half an hour. And I think we stayed 1 hour or something. But it for me, it was, I traveled to Indonesia for holidays and stuff like that in the past. So, but I never thought about it. And we also did some small stuff like on world coaches, coach education, small things in the last 20 years. But I never saw the big potential. And I think within an hour, we saw so many opportunities that, was great. And to be honest, we discussed this morning about the welcome. I think every time we meet, new ideas, new things, and more people joining. So it's growing, Yeah,
because you were in Jakarta last year, right?
Last September, we were there with a delegation. We sent
a team.
We signed an MOU.
We sent our women's team here.
The women's team. That was the first one afterwards. Played on esports already together.
Esport together.
It's starting to move, and that's great.
It was 2013 when the men's team played in Jakarta, right?
Yeah.
It's a really long time ago.
No?
13 June, I think.
It was the summer tour before the World Cup, I think. With Louis
the
van
year
Gaal.
before.
Yeah. So is that something you're also working on in the future? You think both countries have to play?
Some of the discussion we have.
We discuss it a lot, but it's not easy with the match calendar, of course. And it would be good, but it's also with the time zones. But I think would be great. But what we discussed in our MOU, I think especially on the national team match, there are a lot of other national teams. So we did the women's team, we did esports, a lot of the youth teams, so a lot of futsal, so a lot of opportunities where we can
you
still
became
grow.
Just champions like with futsal, right? In
After
Asia.
14 years,
Right?
Our futsal teams
futsal, I saw it.
become a champion.
And we
14
joined
years.
World Cup, so could be a good opportunity.
Because what I'm asking, there of course, with the historic relationship between the Netherlands and Indonesia, there's something, more than just playing a game against each other. I'm always very curious when I see that they're so loyal, the Indonesian fans, when they're watching Holland.
Yes.
Why is that? Is that from the historical part?
The cultures, even a lot of language. We still have
you have some words,
similar to Dutch, huh? Gratis.
It's an important word.
Gratis is very important.
But he also had some players with Indonesian roots, of course, in our national team, and so I think that's also why there's a lot of energy around it. And it's
look at the league now. Indonesia is on air on televisions.
And the match of Timnas are broadcasted here. So
they're live on
it's
ESPN
starting to
now,
work.
right?
It's starting to work.
Good.
So you guys met like in Bangkok for the first time, have seen each other over the last year. Have you already started with the relationship, working on stuff together?
Yeah. We signed the MOU in September. So that
Last year, right?
was on 3 things. So it was on national teams where we started. The one is grassroots and coach education and marketing and media. So I think on all those 3 positions we move forward and we will move forward in the next years.
Now, you were especially interested in grassroots.
Yes, I am.
Tell me.
No, because I think one of the weakest point in Indonesian football, despite the football itself a number 1 sports, but on the grassroots modeling system, the ecosystem, I think this is something that we want to learn, and maybe we copy what they've been successful in Netherlands.
Yeah.
We have to learn, but I think I'm confident if we can start. I think then in the next 15 years, then will be a constant. Players can become our national players more consistently.
What are more like first important steps to take in this?
Well, first another compliment for Erick, but I think that's great that he's not only busy with the national team and the results of the national team and the performance, but especially thinks about long term. And I think for us, like the Royal Netherlands Football Association is now celebrating 135th anniversary last December. So I think our landscape grew in the last 135 years. But if you look in why we are successful, it's because we're a small country. So that makes easier than when you're a lot of islands. So, but we're a small country. So we have good infrastructure, good pitches. We have good coach education on all levels, from the lowest youth until the professional level. Good competitions. So our talents play the best talents every week, which makes them stronger. So I think we have a lot of advantages. But what we did this morning, we took a lot of time, and not only with Erick, but with his whole team, his executive committee,
we have
staff
my
members.
vice president here, 2 exco from the league, from the commercials. We're traveling a big groups here.
So we try to identify what are crucial factors which you can influence and which you can use. How you make sure you don't lose talent? How can you improve coach education? And how can we cooperate on this? And that's very interesting.
I think you're already doing a project about coaching, right? With world coaches in
world coaches already, and we did a lot, but it was very often was.
But it's on and off. We want to be stable, continue, more structures.
More levels. So not only basic level, but also more advanced levels of coach education. So that's what we're trying to discuss. How can we do this in a good way?
I think it's interesting what you pointed out. Like, of course, everyone is watching now Timnas, right?
Yes.
And the opportunity of qualification for a World Cup. But if I hear this story, of course, that would be amazing, 2026. But you're dreaming in 10, 20 years ahead about what kind of role Indonesia is going to play then, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And looking to that, I think you said you want to be in 2050, or 2046, you want to be...
2045, I want to be top 50.
Top 50.
Yes.
And you're now nearly entering the top 100, right?
Yes.
It's going really fast.
On the wood, maybe in 2 years. Maybe in 2 years.
Why is that so important that you say, I want to be one of the 50th
most
most successful countries?
Calculating with all the data numbers we have, I think we can be the top 50. But again, we are weak with management. We are weak with continuity. I said to many of our believers from the government, from FIFA, from supporters, it's like a marathon. It's not just a 100 sprint, 100 meters. You got to do marathon with football. Even you have a golden generation doesn't mean the team can finish number 1. This is something that we are continue building with the talents we have.
Are you looking at other countries who did this in the past, like countries who were sleeping and now are awake?
Japan.
Is Japan an example for you?
Japan is a good example when they really built from the grassroots, continue with the good national team programs. Now Japan is become top 15 in the world.
Yeah.
And then,
always at the World Cup.
And if you look at
Yeah.
and if you look at the numbers and data, it's older generations, the economy, you know,
a little
stagnant.
bit stagnant.
But see, if they can survive, the country like Indonesia have to be more aggressive.
I always think it's interesting when I meet a person who's more positive in life than I am. Because always people are always saying to me, Neal, you're always so positive. But I'm listening to you, and you always see chances, right?
No, I mean, yes, I think we have to believe in the opportunities, right? And how you can monetize the momentum, the opportunity is the key.
Yeah.
Because when it's passed, maybe you can not get that momentum again.
No, true.
True.
And about talking about momentum, you're always talking grassroots, national teams, coaches, but also media and marketing. So how are you guys working together on that?
I think we just explained already a little bit because of the players with Indonesian roots, of the Dutch roots playing in the Indonesian national team, suddenly the rights are interesting in the Netherlands and other way around. Because a lot of their players play in our league. The rights are, and they're now broadcasted since a few months now in
Video,
Indonesia.
right?
Yes, the MTech group is signed for 3 years, I believe.
Yeah. So that's interesting for the Eredivisie. So they will join us too. So, and all of a sudden you see also a lot of the clubs like Zwolle, Neal, Almere City. For them, it's also
Ajax is
interesting
Ajax.
to see.
Now we're talking about the middle clubs.
Yeah.
There is an opportunity for them to come down to Indonesia and start building their supporter and grassroots in Indonesia.
Yeah. And that's great because we feel connected. There is a historic relation and a very natural relation, I would say.
Yes, natural.
So let's use it.
Are you a person who also then watches the games or the highlights of the players who play in the Eredivisie?
Yes.
Do you watch a lot of football?
Because one thing that we're setting up the national team management is actually to taking care our football players too. I mean, you know, it's not common in other country, but I call them weekly, sometimes monthly. How you doing?
Really?
You know? Yeah. You can ask Kevin. You can ask
Tom, Maarten.
Yeah. I mean, because important that we get a trust.
Yeah.
You know, this is not business. This is a dream that we want to build together.
But that when I speak to Maarten, to Tom, to Jay, they said when I had a conversation with Erick, I believed him. And I wanted to join him on the dream. Yeah. But you don't hear that
it's a lot. Good dreams, yeah?
They, of course, only good dreams. but guys, you don't hear that a lot, that the president calls players to get them on board and get them...
But I think that's in general that Erick is not he's an atypical president, but which is which is good, I think, because otherwise you can't get traction in Indonesia. So I think you
even
managed...
I come as a friend.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, of course.
And normally it's also not normal that presidents work with general secretary as well. By coincidence, we work together. So it's... And that's what you often see. Often it's not about structures, it's about people. And I think that's what Erick shows, that he wants to bring it forward. It's not about him. It's about Indonesian football.
Yes.
So I think that should be the angle. And it's same way like Van Gaal worked with us. He was not busy, well, sometimes with himself. But most of the time he was about the result and about moving Dutch football forward. And that's what we should do, I think.
It's about people. That's what you're saying, right?
True.
It's about people who you meet in life and who are trying to achieve things, right? Yeah. So I could talk for hours with you guys, but I think you have a really busy program. If we're here like in 5 years' time, say it's 2030. We're sitting here in this beautiful studio again.
How many years?
5 years.
2030.
Yeah, 5 years.
What time in the season? After the World Cup?
So, World Cup is in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same. In
I'm
January,
coming back here.
You're back here, or you invite us to Jakarta. I'm fine with that also.
Okay. That's good.
But looking forward to that, what would be achieved between you guys in 5 years' time?
Well, for Indonesian, of course, maybe we go back-to-back World Cup. Right? I mean, you have to be hungry for this. But of course, at the same time, the most important actually about the partnerships, how we can bring our people closer. Because we have the long history. Through football. And maybe the reflect also to the relations of the two countries. It's very important. Because if these two countries working together, because we are meeting right now both ambassador is here.
Yeah.
The ambassador of Netherlands to Indonesia was present
really
here.
good. Yeah.
you can.
So we can develop, not just football, but beyond football.
I'm just thinking that this is just one of your jobs.
Yeah.
Huh? You have so many things to. You have such a
but I really
busy
believe on
agenda.
people relations. I mean,
And that's
That
that's
was-
also good
it's
what you
correct.
say
I mean-
about the friendship between the two countries.
Yes.
It would be great
Yes.
that we would transcend football
yeah.
and bring the two nations further together. Would be amazing.
I mean, the key success of your grassroots is the people-to-people relations.
True.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, true.
Right?
That's I
how
think
you
that's
explained, the mother, the grandfathers, the kids, with a new strategy also, U6,
Yeah.
2-on-2,
Yeah.
U8. I mean, so this is something that can be sustained because the people are working together.
yeah.
It's going to be special games in March and in June. I'm just looking at you.
We have to beat Spain first. Huh?
I'm not concerned about Holland qualifying for the World Cup, but there's also a special attention now from people in Holland watching the games of Indonesia, right? I think
Definitely.
for yourself, you'll be watching them on TV, right?
Yeah, on television, following live scores, stuff like that. Texting Eric, wish him good luck, and I think that's great. That's you also see that you get more connections between the countries, and that's amazing. Yeah,
And then the other way around, there's a potential of 12 million Indonesian supporting also.
shows research. Huh?
Yeah.
So we already
Really?
have a lot of.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we
I saw
already
it
have
on
a lot
the
of
Instagram
fans.
account during, I think it was the World Cup, when they were supporting the Euros.
Yes.
The people in Indonesia were really...
yes.
No, we did public viewing, and you always see
I saw
after
that,
the game, you see people driving, running around,
With
and celebrating.
Yeah.
So that's also good that you get fans from different areas, and other way around would be great too. If they play at the World Cup, which we hope, of course, that our fans or the people in the Netherlands will support them. That would be amazing.
I'm so excited. Like the people who are watching this podcast, they are convincing me to go in March to the game against Bahrain. But if I'm in the stands or I'm watching on television, how do you watch that game? There's so much on the table. Are you just sitting relaxed, or are you passionate? Are you screaming?
Well, analyzing.
But can you analyze when you're in the heat of the
I
moment?
think for me, when I watching football, because it's not just my entertainment interest, because I'm building something. Also, analysis is very important for me. Like, this,
Yeah.
So,
But you're a passionate.
although
you
my
have a
son
lot
not
of
happy,
passion, right?
because suddenly I'm too serious watching football.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, but because why I'm asking you, like, it's going really well. But what I thought was really impressive was your speech after the game against Japan in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
I think you can say it the best. But you said, I believe in this project.
Yes.
And if you think that I'm not doing a good job,
Yes,
I quit.
yes.
And I was just thinking, wow, the president was putting everything on the line. And then I saw all the reactions and the game after, guys, you won against Saudi Arabia. But then I saw this is a president of a football, but it's just someone who's really enthusiastic about football,
Yeah.
who dreams football, who loves football.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised with your answer that you're saying, I'm analyzing the game. I'm pretty...
Yeah, and still humble. Huh? So that's
that's right.
Not many people can do that.
Last question. What can we learn cultural-wise from Indonesia?
Friendship, hospitality, amazing people, very friendly. I love the food, so I said to Eric today, so let's meet every time in Jakarta instead of in the Netherlands. But I'm not sure if he agrees now. And also I found out some interesting stuff like the level of digitalization in Indonesia is far higher than I think in the Netherlands, and a lot of hospitality, but also some services. So now it's very interesting to see and also see people are really proud people, but also humble. So now I like to go there. And
I think that's a good word. We were discussing it last week with Mark Klok in our podcast.
Yeah.
And the times I visited Indonesia, people are so nice, so humble, big-hearted. I think that's a good word, big-hearted.
Yeah.
And I think we can learn a lot about that. But what do you think that people in Indonesia can learn from Holland?
Structure, management, discipline. It's true. It's true. I mean, that's one of the weakness
Yeah.
in Indonesia. I mean,
Those three, yeah?
We
yes.
always say when we go abroad and we have to brief people how to behave, we say, you should be humble but confident. And the confident part's never a problem. With
In
Dutch
Holland,
people,
there's never a problem.
the humble part is sometimes a problem.
I want to thank you.
No, thank you.
It was a great conversation.
Thank you.
I had no idea what I could expect, but
Come
what
to
I-
Indonesia
I'll be hopefully in March.
on March. Oh,
March.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Become my guest.
that'd
Yeah.
be really nice. And then we have to celebrate then after.
Yes.
It's a step closer to
Yeah.
finalizing the dream. Right?
Important.
Very important.
This is why I'm meeting with the coaches tonight
Okay.
and also all the players tonight.
All the players also.
Yes, I'm meeting them. So I want them to be still believing in the projects, but at the same, we need to continue improve on the teams.
I feel so bad. I'm too old, huh?
Ah.
But if I was 20 years younger, I would do everything to play for a team that's there now. Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you so much for organizing this.
Yes.
He came up with the idea.
you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
He
welcome.
texts me and say, okay. I say,
No, it was great having you like in this way to talk about, because you see a lot on the internet, what's happening on Instagram and stuff. But it's always good to hear from the people who are, thinking about the future. What's the real idea? How are both countries working together? So we wish you both a lot of luck. And,
Thank you.
success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
hope qualification during the World Cup.
And
Yes.
people have good ideas for us to cooperate or where to improve. Tell us. Huh?
Yeah,
we're
yes,
open.
yes,
We're
Yeah?
open.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then to the people, thank you so much for watching. Next week, we'll be back with a regular podcast. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.